Hey guys, today we're going to be taking a look at the 22 conversion kit from CMMG. Let's get right into the first 30-second breakdown. That's where in the first 30 seconds, give or take, I gave you guys my exact thoughts on this product before we get into the full review. So when I first received this, I thought for sure this was bound to have a lot of malfunctions just because it's a bolt you just throw into your gun real quick. It's fairly inexpensive, and I thought without changing anything else, you're going to have a lot of problems. Now, it's proven wrong because this thing has only had one malfunction. I've shot in well over 1,000 rounds through it. So I've been having a lot of fun with it. There's a lot of benefits, like training aspects, training new shooters, and it's basically the best way I can describe it is it's kind of like dry fire on steroids. Because you basically can do all your dry fire training, but you have a little bit more than just the click. There's a little bit of a boom and kind of takes a step further. So I think this is a really good training feature, especially because it works really well and it actually functions. Most of your stuff works as it should, other than like the bolt catch and things like that. And the only thing that I could see being an issue down the road is being damage to the barrel. I don't know personally because I haven't been able to really see it, because I don't think 1,000 rounds is going to damage your barrel enough, but I could see a lot of rounds to this having some issues because of the rifling and everything. But I haven't heard anything about damaged barrels, and I personally haven't seen it yet, but that's something that I kind of want to keep in mind, and I'll keep you guys updated the further that I test this. Now let's get into my relationship with CMMG. I did not pay for this. They did send this to me. They wanted me to do some testing on it, so I threw it in this gun, and that's what I've been doing. Like I said, I wasn't really expecting to really enjoy this that much. I didn't think it was going to function as well as it has, and it surprised me. Now let's get into the full review. So like I said in the 30-second breakdown, this is like dry fire on steroids. And what I mean by that is you're able to do everything you were with dry fire practice, except you're getting a little bit more. You're getting that bang, you're getting an actual notification if you hit something because you're getting a hit on steel or on paper, you know, if you miss. So it's a lot better than dry fire in the aspect of you get some return from it, knowing if you hit or not. You're getting a little bit more. I mean, you're not getting recoil because of the 22, but you're actually having somewhat of an explosion happen when you're pulling that trigger, so it's not just like click and nothing happens. So you're just adding another level to that dry fire. Now, as long as you're knowing your limitations with this and you use this to the benefit of it and you're not overusing it, because obviously there's a lot of difference between the 5.56, 223, and a 22. Recoil, range, distance, things like that, you're not going to have the same felt recoil with this. I mean, this literally has no recoil. You could hold it up like this and shoot it and it's not going to move. With 5.56, you know, you kind of, there's not a ton of recoil, but you still want to be able to train holding that recoil down. So you're not going to want to do like bill drills or trying to shoot 10 shots at a time and get really close groups, because this isn't going to be able to be the same as a 5.56, because when you shoot that 5.56, it's going to be completely different. As long as you know the limitations of this, you're able to do transition drills really well. So you can go up, bang, and then work on that transition of snapping to that next target. So that's a really good drill to work with this. You can work on your ready up and shoots. Things like that is a really good benefit to this. Another good thing that I've noticed with it is training new shooters. A lot of people see the AR-15s as a kind of scary weapon, and I understand. I mean, it's scary looking, and you know, the media absolutely makes this thing out to be a monster. So I understand where people kind of have a fear of these things. So when you train a new shooter, I like to do classes with new people that haven't shot before, or people that haven't shot much and just want to learn more. I do a lot of classes like that. And this has been a really nice thing to have for that, because I'm able to bring this out and not just have a terrifying AR-15 that kind of has a little bit of a recoil and might scare them. Now this is going to be a lot easier to train people with. Children, it's really great to train children with, because if you want your child to be able to be comfortable with your AR style platform, be comfortable with the buttons, the features, the way they are held and how you're supposed to shoot them, but you want to start them out with something small, this is a really good way to do it. So I'm seeing a lot of really cool benefits to this, and I'm really excited, especially when Beckham gets older. I'm going to probably train him with this just because I want him to be comfortable with this platform, but I don't want him to be scared early when I give him the 5.56 and it kind of goes a little bit more than what he was expecting. So this is a really good way to practice with that. And like I said, everything works as it's supposed to. The only difference is it's locked back here. Your bolt catch obviously doesn't work because the bolt catch goes back farther. So the bolt doesn't go quite as far back because of the 22. You drop your mag and that's going to fall. So this kit does come with 3 of these mags. They're 22 mags, which were cool because they literally fit just fine in here. They have some play with them, but nothing too crazy. It's not like I'm going to go to, you know, use these for duty use or anything, but they come with 3 of these. And I've had no issues with feeding. They've fed really well, no malfunctions with them. And like I said, I've had one malfunction with the whole gun, and that's been over 1,000 rounds, so I'm happy with that. So you're looking at about 180 at Brownells is what I saw, but I've seen deals for them about 140. So you can get them cheaper depending on pricing, depending on deals. And I think that's a really good price because this is a nickel coated bolt. So it is a really nice quality bolt. It's not just a normal kind of cheap bolt. It does have some nice features and it has nice parts to it. The magazines I think are really nice. I mean, I think if you pay $15 a magazine, which I probably would think would be kind of cheap for a converted mag like this. So $15 a mag, you're looking at $45 there. So you're looking at about a little over 100 for the bolt, which is not a bad price. And you can just slap this thing in your AR, which will go downstairs here and show you guys exactly how to do that in a second. I'll make sure there's a notification somewhere tagging the time, so if you're just looking for that. But I think the price is really good. I think that's a good point because you don't have to purchase an entire gun. So if you have a couple AR-15s and kind of one that just sits around, it's a really good price to be able to just throw it in and be able to shoot 22, because the price difference is probably the biggest benefit to this, the fact that you can do a lot of training. I've shot 1,000 rounds. That would have cost me $200 to $400 depending how much I was spending per round, how good are the bullets I was spending. That cost me like maybe $40. So the price difference is a lot. I think it's like 2 cents to shoot a 22, and depending on the amount you're spending, you can get like 21 cents up to 50 cents and higher, depending what you're shooting. You know, if you're shooting suppressed, if you're shooting a lot more nicer rounds. I just shoot Tula and stuff, so I don't really shoot anything fancy. But if you shoot your fancier rounds, it's gonna be a lot more expensive, so you're really having that benefit of pricing and saving money shooting. So you can go out, have a whole box of freaking 22 and go out and shoot 500 rounds and not really think too much because you just wasted $20 compared to, you know, 150. So it definitely makes training a lot easier. Now, another benefit to this is if you just want a plinking gun to go out to the woods with buddies, like some people just don't want the training aspect. I like the training aspect. That's what I want this for, because I do classes and I want to train and get better as a shooter. But if you're just somebody that wants a gun to go out to the range and go out and just plink, put it in the safe, come back out 2 months later and do some more shooting, it's just fun for that. It's really cool because you can throw this in your 5.56, go have some fun with it with your buddies, and then come back and you can throw your bolt back into it and have your gun ready to go. Now, like I mentioned in the breakdown, the only thing that I could see being a problem is going to be the barrel wear. With the rifling, it's not meant for 22. So that to me is a little bit of a worry. I haven't seen any issues with accuracy. That's going to be something I'm going to have to watch and update you guys further. I'll update you guys on the social, my Instagram and Facebook. And once YouTube gets over 10,000, I can start doing stories, so I'll be able to update you then. But until then, I'll update you through Instagram. But I haven't heard anything of anybody saying any issues. But I kind of want to do that testing for myself. So I originally was just going to kind of take this in and out as needed, but I threw it in this gun. I had a lot of fun with it, and I think I'm just going to dedicate this entire upper to the 22. It's just going to be kind of a 22 gun, and it's going to stay this way. I got a flashlight on here real quick. I mean, nothing fancy. From Valhalla Tactical, their body with a Nightcore head and a Surefire body, or tail cap. So I threw that on there just to have something on there, so when I'm doing training, I kind of still have a flashlight to use. If I want to do night shooting with this, I need to flip it over because I did have a pressure pad, but I need to switch that over now. Just haven't been too late to do it. Other than that, this thing has been really fun. I haven't had any issues, just the one malfunction, which I believe it was a failure to feed, which 22s are pretty finicky. It's really not uncommon to have some issues with 22. So it's not anything that I was really too worried about. And if I had multiple malfunctions and having issues, then I'd be kind of worried about it. But so far, I think that's really good. And plus it being a training gun, not like I'm going to be protecting my life with this or expecting it to have a role in that. So I'm not too worried if it does have a couple malfunctions. You can't really work malfunction drills. That's obviously something because, you know, it's a lot different. It has a less pull. It doesn't lock back. So you can't run your double feed drills and failure to fires. So that's kind of one thing you got to make sure you know limitations. So other than that, is this something that I would recommend and spend my own money on? Absolutely, as long as you know what you're getting. If you're getting this thinking that you're going to completely save money and be able to train and just use 22 for the rest of your life and get so much better with the 5.56 calibers or the 300 blackouts and things like that, then you need to make sure that you're doing a little more research, because I don't think that's what this is for. I think you can use it up until its limitations, and then make sure you switch back to that 5.56 to continue training and continue to grow your training skill. Now, if you just want something for the range to plink around, absolutely as well. I think that's a really cool thing. So as long as you know what you're getting and what you're getting it for, I definitely recommend it, and I would spend my own money on it. Install is very simple. So here is the new bolt that you're going to be using. It's a lot goofier than what you're used to looking at. And all you're going to do is pull your tab, you're going to break it apart, and then you're going to take your bolt out like you normally would if you wanted to clean it or apply more lubrication. So then you're going to take your new bolt, and you're going to place it in just like you normally would, slap it in, shut, and put that in there. And now, that's simple. I mean, really, really quick, really easy. You can honestly do it at the range, switch them back and forth depending on what you want to do. Just make sure you know what caliber you're loading up. But runs off everything just the same. and works really well. Pretty cool setup. So if you guys are interested in this yourself, go ahead and check out CMMG. I'm doing some other things with them here in the future. Haven't ironed everything out. I want to do like a 350 Legend build with them, and then maybe like one of their AK-47 ARs where it has like the AK lower that holds AK mags, but the upper is an AR. Those are pretty cool, pretty fascinating to me. So probably going to be doing that here soon. Going to be getting the new UH-1 Gen 2 from Vortex, so that'll probably be going on that with a 3x magnifier. So it's going to be a really cool build. Still ironing out the details on that, but hopefully I'll give you guys some updates here soon. But if you guys want to help out me and the channel, there are a couple ways to do that. There's Patreon, there's a link down to that, and then there is links down to my website that takes you to other links. Anything you purchase using those links, like Brownells, Aero Precision, Cloud Defensive, give me a little bit of a kickback and shows that I'm generating flow. So that does help with purchasing camera equipment, editing software, ammo, things for the range, other stuff like that, gun parts. So if you guys do that, I appreciate it. If not, I just appreciate you guys being here, liking, sharing, and subscribing. I always leave this stuff for the end of the videos. I don't like to bog things down. Really shooting for that 10,000 mark, because once you get to that on YouTube, you unlock a lot of new features. It kind of shows that you're more of a serious YouTuber and that you're taking it seriously. So once I hit that point, I'm able to do more, and I'll be able to be a lot more active with you guys, which is really exciting, because with my Instagram, I post daily. I post stories daily, always updating on what's going on with guns. So once I can do that here, I'll be really excited, because I can start updating you guys on the YouTube channel. So really shooting for that 10,000. I should be, my goal is by the end of the year. So I'm really hoping for that. If you haven't already, go ahead and check out Howitzer. They're a big supporter of me, and I support them as well, because they donate 5% of all their proceeds to charity. They donated like $200,000 to charities last year, which is really cool, and they're shooting to beat that this year. So really exciting, and absolutely love their clothing, and I wear them pretty much every day. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you see I'm always wearing their stuff. So big supporter of them. There will be a link down there in the description for them as well. And I really appreciate you guys. Honestly, I had a follower message me the other day and asked me kind of my 5-year plan, and you know, things always change. I was talking about with him about how, you know, God always seems to change the plan. At the beginning of the year, I decide, you know, this is what I want to do, and then God has another plan for me, and I'm really working on trying to let God put me where He wants me to be and not where I want to be. And now I'm kind of trying to follow that and go where He wants me to be. And I think, you know, I've been able to do a lot with this page and this channel. It's been growing a lot, and I'm really appreciative of it. And I'm trying to spread knowledge about firearms, training safety, products, and God as well. And if you guys follow me on Instagram, you guys know I'm a big supporter of all that and trying to push those things as well. Because there's only so much I can do on YouTube, just because I can do a video and I can't really do too much more other than that. There's not really daily posting I can do. Appreciate you guys, and hopefully you guys are being safe. I know there's a lot of stuff that's going on. The time of shooting this or filming this right now, there's a lot of that looting and stuff going on, and issues there. So hoping all that is settled by the time this is posted. If not, make sure you guys are safe, and I appreciate you all. Thank you.